Oh, the humanity. And their selfie sticks. You've seen them, of course you have, hordes of tourists, descending like locusts. But with much louder shirts, and more expensive cameras, they flock to the same spots, the Eiffel Tower, the Colosseum, that one leaning tower in Italy. You know the drill, it's a global game of follow the leader. And what do they find? Queues, so many queues. Queues for tickets, queues for toilets, queues to see the thing they queued for. Then they take a picture, the exact same picture, as 10 million other people, then they post it online, so everyone knows they queued. What a fabulous adventure. The magic is gone, isn't it? Replaced by the click of a selfie stick, and the smell of overpriced hot dogs. You try to soak in history, but someone's elbow is in your ribs. They're trying to get the perfect shot of their new haircut, with a blurry monument in the background. It's all a bit much, truly a modern tragedy. Sometimes you just want to scream, or find a very small, very quiet rock, and hide under it, far from the madding crowd, far from the matching family t-shirts. Is there any place left? A place where you can hear yourself think, or just hear the birds, without a tour guide's megaphone? Let's be honest, it's doubtful. But what if I told you? There was such a place so wonderfully obscure, so delightfully hidden, it makes finding a matching pair of socks seem like child's play. A place where the loudest sound is the gentle sigh of the ocean, or perhaps a confused sheep. It's a revolutionary thought, I know. This isn't your typical holiday spot. You won't find it on page 3 of your glossy travel brochure, next to the all-inclusive resorts, with their suspiciously blue pools and nightly karaoke sessions. No, this place is different. It requires a bit more effort, a dash of daring, and a terrible sense of direction. Think of it as a treasure hunt, but the treasure isn't gold or ancient dusty relics. The treasure is peace and quiet, and views that haven't been Instagrammed into oblivion. A place where your phone might actually lose signal. The horror, or is it heaven? It's a place I stumbled upon, quite by accident, naturally. As all good discoveries are made. I was looking for something else entirely. Probably a decent cup of tea, or a public lavatory. Instead I found this little slice of forgotten paradise. And now I'm almost hesitant to even mention it. Introducing the Isle of Serendipitous Socks. Yes, you heard that right. The Isle of Serendipitous Socks. Don't laugh or do. The name is part of its charm, like a quirky old aunt who knits you questionable jumpers, but always has the best biscuits. The island earned its name through a series of fortunate and frankly quite baffling sock-related incidents. Legend says the first explorers kept losing one sock only to find another, better sock, washed up on the shore, or perhaps delivered by a helpful seagull. Others say it's because the island is shaped like a giant comfy sock, if you squint and tilt your head, after a few local ciders. The truth is wonderfully unclear. This isn't an island of high fashion, or designer boutiques, thank goodness. You won't find Gucci here, or Prada, or even a decent chain store. The height of local style is a well-worn jumper, and sturdy walking boots, possibly with mismatched serendipitous socks. It's refreshingly unpretentious, a place to just be. The air here is different. It smells of salt and wildflowers, and something vaguely like warm laundry. Maybe it's the socks. The pace of life is slower, much, much slower, like a snail on a leisurely stroll. After a very large lunch, there's no rush, nowhere to be, particularly. Imagine cliffs that plunge dramatically into a turquoise sea, a sea so clear you can see. The surprised expressions on the fish as they swim by. Green hills roll like sleeping giants, dotted with fluffy white sheep, who look suspiciously content, almost like they know something. You don't. The beaches are not your typical stretches of endless burning sand. Oh no, they are small hidden coves, sheltered by ancient rocks. The sand is soft, like powdered sugar, and often you'll have it all to yourself. Except for a few crabs, doing their sideways scuttle dance. It's blissfully empty, and wonderfully peaceful. And the flora. It's not just green, there are flowers here, in colors you didn't know existed, blues that are bluer than blue, reds that make post boxes jealous, some even glow faintly at night, a gentle bioluminescent welcome. It's like nature decided to have a bit of a party, and forgot to clean up. Even the weather has character. 1 minute, sunshine, making everything sparkle. The next, a soft mist rolls in, making the island feel mystical, like something from a forgotten legend. Then, just as quickly it clears, leaving behind a double rainbow just to show off. It's never ever boring. Section 5. Google Maps? Never heard of her. Now you might be thinking I'll just look this place up on Google Maps, or ask Jeeves if you're truly old-fashioned. Well, good luck with that. The Isle of Serendipitous Socks has a special relationship with technology. It simply refuses to be mapped. Some say the island drifts just a tiny bit each year, enough to throw off the satellites. Others whisper that the local sheep eat the little mapping cars, or at least steal their hubcaps. The local Wi-Fi is so weak, it's rumored to be powered by a single hamster on a wheel. Trying to upload a gigabyte of map data, you'd have better luck teaching a badger to play the banjo. The truth is simpler. The island just doesn't want to be found by just anyone. It prefers word of mouth, a knowing nod from a fellow traveler, a scribbled note on a napkin. Google Maps is too impersonal. This island runs on charm and chaos. Section 6. Why Socks beats the Trevi Fountain, hands down no coins needed. Think of Rome. The Trevi Fountain. Beautiful, isn't it, if you can see it? Past the three-deep crowd. All tossing coins. Hoping for, what exactly? A return trip to throw more coins? On the Isle of Serendipitous Socks, however, the only thing you'll be tossing is a friendly wave to a passing puffin. Consider Paris, the Louvre. Home to the Mona Lisa, or, more accurately, home to a crowd, staring at a small protected painting from 20 feet away. Here, on our lovely island, the masterpieces are all around you. Giant living canvases, no glass, no guards, just pure, unadulterated beauty. And sheep. What about those fancy beach resorts? The Maldives, Bora Bora, where you pay a king's ransom for a hut on stilts, and the company of 1,000 honeymooners, all looking artfully windswept. Serendipitous Socks offers true escape, for the price of a ferry ticket, and a willingness to embrace the occasional damp sock. It's not about ticking boxes or collecting famous landmarks like a squirrel hoarding nuts. It's about the feeling, the quiet joy of discovery, the sense of being somewhere truly special, and slightly odd, a place that doesn't need your coins, or your Instagram likes. It's perfectly happy, just being. Section 7. Your highly unreliable guide to getting lost, properly. So you're intrigued. Excellent. You want to find this mythical isle, this haven of hosiery-related happiness. Well, it's not straightforward. There are no direct flights, no handy tourist information centers, pointing the way with glossy brochures. That, my friend, is the whole point. The journey is part of the adventure, or part of the getting hopelessly lost. First, you'll need a good map, which, as we've established, doesn't exist. So, forget the map. Instead, find a small, forgotten port. One where the boats look like they've seen a few too many storms, and the captains have even more stories. Look for a ferry named the Optimist, or the Slightly Damp Seagull. That's usually a good sign. The ferry schedule is flexible. It runs when the tide is right, and when Captain Pegleg Pete, yes really though the peg leg is optional, has had his morning tea and found his other sea boot. Patience is key, also a good book and perhaps some anti-nausea tablets. The sea can be a tad choppy. Once you miraculously land, don't expect a welcoming committee, or a red carpet. You might find a friendly dog, or a signpost pointing in 3 directions, all labeled elsewhere. Embrace the confusion, wander aimlessly. That's how the best discoveries are made, and how you'll truly find the island. Section 8. The locals friendlier than your average bear, mostly. The inhabitants of Serendipitous Socks are a unique bunch. Hardy, weather-beaten folk, with a twinkle in their eyes, and an uncanny ability to predict rain by observing sheep. Apparently, if they're all facing left, it's going to pour, or not. It's a complex system. They are, in a word, charmingly eccentric. They speak English mostly, but with a delightful local dialect. That involves a lot of R's, and words that sound suspiciously like things a pirate would say, after stubbing his toe. Don't worry if you don't understand. A smile and a nod go a long way, especially if you offer to help untangle some fishing nets. They are fiercely protective of their island, and its secrets. Which is why it's not on Google Maps. They might seem a bit reserved at first, like a shy hedgehog, but offer them a story, or a particularly interesting biscuit, and they'll open up, sharing tales of shipwrecks and legendary giant socks. Hospitality is a big deal here. You might find yourself invited for a cup of tea, which is always strong enough to dissolve a spoon, and served with sea slug scones. They're better than they sound, mostly. They value good company, and a shared laugh. Just don't ask about the Wi-Fi password. Section 9. Right, it's our little secret, wink wink, so there you have it, the Isle of Serendipitous Socks. A place so lovely, so peaceful. It almost feels like a dream where your socks always match, and the world slows down, to a very sensible pace. It's the antidote to modern madness. A little pocket of sanity, in a world that's gone slightly bonkers. Now you're probably bursting, to tell everyone you know, to share this amazing discovery, to post it all over social media, with hashtags like #HiddenGem and #SockParadise. You'll want to draw maps, and organize group tours, and maybe even start a blog, My Adventures in Socktopia. But please, I beg you, don't. Let's keep this one to ourselves, shall we? Think of it as our little secret, a pact between you, me, and the slightly bewildered sheep. If everyone finds out, it'll be cues and selfie sticks all over again. So if anyone asks, you heard nothing. This island doesn't exist. It was all a figment of my imagination. A silly story I made up, about magical socks and talking puffins. Go back to your popular beaches, your crowded cities, your reliable maps. There's nothing to see here. Absolutely nothing at all. Wink.